Hey folks, welcome to Dave's Kitchen, and today we're gonna make enchiladas. Now enchiladas, I don't think I've had them up here, but down in Mexico, when I was down there, they taste amazing. And we're gonna make it here today, and consisting of, it's a rich enchilada sauce with some chilies and spices, onions, garlic, and so forth. So let's get started. Okay folks, I've got a pan heating up because what we're going to do is we're going to roast these. And you need to rehydrate them as well. So what I've got here is I've got 2 pasillos, I've got 4 guajillo chilies, I've got like 3 chili arbol. Well, I got 4 of them here because I like it a little bit spicier. I threw in an ancho for good measure. And basically what you want to do is just cut the end off with like kitchen shears or whatever it may be. And just slide them in, cut down the side, and empty the seeds out. I mean, you can leave them in, but I mean, they're going to be spicy. Okay, so you take all the seeds out. And the seeds and the membrane look like this. And what you need to do is take that out. And there we go. So we're going to roast these shortly. Or it's not going to take too long. And we're just going to roast them until they get a little bit puffy. And on each side. And then we can go to the next step. Okay folks, I've got them dry roasted, okay? So you just need them to kind of puff up a little bit, okay? So once they've puffed up a little bit, we're just going to put them in a bowl. And we're going to cover that bowl with hot water. Okay, I just boiled some hot water here. And we're going to let these things sit for about 15 minutes covered. Okay folks, it's been almost 15 minutes. So what we're going to do is just lightly roast, because they're going to go in the blender anyway, so they don't have to be that finely chopped. But just lightly roast some onions. Okay, while these are roasting, these are ready. And what we're going to do is take these peppers, chilies, and they're all softened up. And we're just going to take these and we're going to pop them in the blender. Okay, you can use a food processor if you like, but I'm using this because it'll chop them up pretty fine. It'll blend them well, and you don't have to worry about the as big a gritty, if you want to call it, from the skins going into the sauce. Now, these chilies, I know they're not easy to get. They're from, I got those from Nostalgia Latin Market. And since I'm in Burlington, now we put in the garlic, 30 to 45 seconds. And I'm in Burlington, so Oakville is where they're located. It's the next town over, and they have everything there. They got all the dried chilies, they got all the spices, they got everything there. Okay, so you can order them online and then just go and pick them up. So while that's roasting, just for a little bit, actually the garlic, oh, smells amazing. Garlic, Just like till the flavor starts to come out, 30 seconds to 45 seconds. Done. Okay, next thing, we're going to take about, probably about 1.5 cups of the liquid that you had from the peppers or the chilies. And we're just going to put that in. Okay, because we got to make like a sauce here. It's an enchilada sauce. And depending on where you go in Mexico, or a lot of places, okay, each one of these ladles is about 1/2 cup, just so you know. So about 1.5 cups of the water, and keep the water, just in case you got to thin it out. I've also got 2 cups of chicken broth that I made. And just pour it in. And take the roasted onions and garlic, put that in. All it's going to do is add to the flavor of the sauce. So put all that in. And then we're just going to add a few spices to it and blend it, and the sauce is ready to go. So what I got here is I've got about 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of chipotle chili powder, and I've got about 1 teaspoon, which I've already broken up with my hand, but I'm just going to do it one more time just to get all the flavors out. Into the blender they go. Okay, and then the oregano, you just need to rub it just between your hand, just to kind of start getting the flavors out. A little bit of cracked black pepper. I know there's a lot of chilies in there, but some cracked black pepper. And probably about 1 teaspoon of each. About 1 teaspoon of salt. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. About 1 teaspoon of salt. Put the cover on. And we're just going to pulse it, I don't know, a few times till it's all blended. And that's about all you got to do. Okay, so now what we're going to do is cook this sauce. Okay, and I'm just going to use the same pan, and we're just going to pour the sauce in the pan. Now, if you want, you can strain it. I know with this blender, a lot of it is gone anyways. So we're going to cook the sauce, and the sauce is probably going to take about, I don't know, cook it. You got to cook it down a little bit. That's why I'm saying keep some of the water from the dried chilies. We're going to cook it down. It's going to take about 15 minutes or so to cook it down, and we're going to get on to the filling next. Okay folks, I got a pan heating up here, and I actually have some avocado oil in here. So there's probably about, I don't know, a tablespoon, maybe 1.5 tablespoons. So what we're going to do is add the onion. You don't need a ton, but you need to cook it down. So we're going to add the onion. Saute it down till it becomes like translucent. Okay. Then we're going to add a couple other things. We're going to add some garlic, and we're going to add some jalapeno peppers. So once this is almost down, I'm going to add the jalapeno peppers. Then we're going to add the beef, since these are beef enchiladas. And you can do numerous things. You can do beef, you can do chicken, you can do anything you want with these enchiladas. And I'm going to try and do this as close to the way they do it in Mexico as I can. Like I said, a lot of the stuff, the sauce is cooking nice. Okay, you don't need it on a rolling boil, you just need it to cook it down. Okay, because we're going to add that to the enchiladas, and we're going to dip the tortillas in it, and pour it over them, and it's going to be good. Okay, so I got the oven preheating, 350. Okay, because after we're finished, we're going to put them in the oven. So the oven's preheating. Onions are almost there. So we're going to add in the jalapeno peppers. And it's just for an extra little kick. And we're going to start cooking them down. And by the time the onions are, well, they're almost there, are cooked down, we're going to add in the garlic. Okay, now, the garlic you only need for 30 to 45 seconds. I know we're going to put the beef in, but you need the flavor, the oil, all the flavors to mesh together. Okay, so if you want to stop garlic from burning, just put in about a tablespoon or so of water. It's not going to affect anything, but it's going to stop it from burning. Okay, so garlic goes in. And we're going to leave that. Mix it all in well. And we're going to leave it for like 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, so. Smelling good. Okay, so the next thing we're going to add in. Okay, I've got a pound of ground beef. It's probably a little bit more than I need, but I got a pound of ground beef. Just break it up. And you want to cook it until it's not pink anymore. Okay, so you got to keep mixing it that way while nothing's really going to burn and everything gets cooked. And it speeds it up a little bit. Okay, so just keep mixing it together because you're going to put it inside tortillas that we're going to do after this and put it in the oven. So you don't need big, massive chunks of it and everything. You just need it broken down. Okay, so once we start to break it down here, we're going to add some spices to it. And I just like to repeat some of the spices because it just gives it some extra flavor. Okay, so this is cooking down good. Just keep breaking up all the ground beef. And I'm just using like lean ground beef. I mean, you can use, like I said, anything you want. But these beef enchiladas require this, obviously. So I'm just going to keep breaking it down. Now, next thing you want to do, starting to turn. Okay, cook it over medium heat. You don't need to, you know, kill it. Medium heat will suffice. All you got to do is just keep blending everything and mixing it in. I know it takes a few seconds, but, you know, once it's there, it's going to have a lot of flavor. Now, we're also going to add to this probably about a teaspoon of salt and cracked black pepper. And I always use cracked black pepper instead of the other kind of pepper. It's just more flavorful. And I know there's a lot of people that say, oh, I hate using that thing, but you know what? The pepper, like you can smell it right now, it just brings all the flavors out. Okay, so just mix it all in, keep it browning, like it's almost there. Okay, so just keep cooking it down, breaking it up. God, I hate when I do that. Man. Keep breaking it up, and the sauce is coming along nice. It's cooking down. And like I said, you've got the reserve water from the chilies. Just keep it so when it cooks down and you feel it's too thick, because you don't want it too thick. Okay, if you feel it's too thick, then just add like another half a ladle or so at a time. Now, next thing we're going to add into this, we're going to add a 1/4 teaspoon chipotle chili powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. And we're also going to add in about half a teaspoon of oregano. Okay, so Mexicans are all for their cooking in with spices, and that's why everything, it's not hot, but they blend everything together, and well, as they say here, it's like layering flavors, but they blend it all together, they cook it down, and that's why stuff down there tastes so good. Like some of the different things that they cook for hours and hours. You know, mole sauces and so forth. Like a mole sauce has got about 30 ingredients, like mostly spices. And a lot of times down there, they'll call this sauce red sauce or rojo, and they cook that down. And they take their time. Okay, so this is starting to cook down well. I'm going to keep cooking the meat down, and when we come back, we're going to do the tortillas, assemble it, and pop it in the oven. Okay folks, so I've already cooked down some of the tortillas, and all you need, I've got a little bit of oil. This is avocado oil, and all you need is just a little bit in here, and you just want to make them pliable. Okay, so I'm going to do about 8. I've already done 6. And all you need is just put them in here. If they get a little puffy or bubbly, like for a second, that's okay. Okay, so all you need is them in here, just to become pliable. And that's it. Okay, so just cover them, just keep them warm, and next we're going to assemble them. It doesn't take very long. I know there's a couple steps. It hasn't taken too long, but you know what? It's worth it. Okay, sauce is done, the meat is done, and we're just going to assemble everything right now. Okay, so what we need first, where's my tongs? Tongs. Okay, so what we need first, we're going to take this tortilla and we're just going to dip like one side of it in the sauce, okay? Because the other side is going to be coated anyways. So, just a little bit of ground beef. You don't want to jam it too full. And what I've got is Monterey Jack with jalapeno. And we're just going to put that inside. And we're going to roll it up. Okay? So, I need some sauce in the bottom because you don't want it to stick. And if there's sauce in the bottom, it's going to help it along. They're not going to stick. Okay, so you just need it all the way around. Just kind of put it all the way around. After you roll it up, seam side down, right in the middle. Okay? So, you know, I can kind of do this by hand because I've done it a few times. Okay? But just dip it in the sauce. Because that way you're going to get a little bit of sauce on both sides, on the inside. And it's going to help with the flavor. Okay? And you just keep assembling this way. So you got beef, cheese, and roll it up. Okay, don't worry about it. Nothing's gonna happen to it. Okay, there you go. Okay, the last part, folks. I've got 8 of them here all done. And we're just gonna take the rest of the sauce. We're gonna spoon it over just to coat them well. I mean, why not? You got the sauce. I mean, if you don't use all the sauce, you can always put it in the fridge and you can, I mean, it'll stay for a little bit, a few days, whatever, or you can probably freeze it, okay? Freezing it's good because then, you know, if you've got any leftover beef, which I just got a little tad, you can freeze it, get it all ready, and when it comes time, take it out, unfreeze it, put it in the oven, and it's done. And what we're gonna do, I had probably about 2 cups here, this Monterey Jack cheese, and with jalapeno, and I'm just putting it all over the top. And when it's all over the top, done, in the oven, 350 for about probably about half an hour until all the cheese is melted and bubbly and brown, and we're good to go. Okay, there we are, folks. It's been about half an hour, and they're ready to go. So, cheese is all melted, bubbling. Now, I just got to get them out of here. And it's going to be a little bit difficult to get them from this thing here. Just got to kind of take them like right out of the middle. Okay. Okay, so let's just take them right out of the middle. Hopefully, they're not going to fall apart. Okay, so there's one. Yeah. A little bit difficult, but that's okay. Okay, so one, there's 2 enchiladas, okay, and just if you want, just a little bit of cilantro on top, and they're done. Okay, so there's the enchiladas. Let's eat. Okay, folks. I tried to get them out as neat as I could, but sometimes they just turn out like, you know, they're a little bit kind of messy to get out. But enchiladas, they've got the filling in. The sauce is rich and creamy inside with the cheese. Excellent. So I try to make these close I could to the way they do them in Mexico. And like I said, a lot of the stuff I got, like the chilies and stuff, I got from Nostalgia Latin Market. So keep it in mind. I'll put the link in the description. And all you got to do is order them online. Call Raul. He's the owner. He'll help you out. Great guy. And he's actually on my Facebook page. He's got all this stuff on the Facebook page, spices, ingredients, everything. So you want Mexican, authentic, get in contact with his store and he'll take care of you. So other than that, I know it took a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're gonna try it because it tastes amazing. So hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and hit the like. And that's it for now. We're coming back shortly with another one. So take care.